Welcome to our YouTube channel 𝗪𝗵𝗪𝐿. We invite you to dive into a mysterious world where each riddle is a journey through a story that hides clues. The story begins here and now.
In the winding alleys of Yaoundé, a shadow slipped discreetly. It was Inspector 𝗏𝗏, a man known for his infallible intuition and keen sense of justice. That evening, he was on the trail of a mystery that had plunged the city into palpable tension. It all started with a series of strange disappearances. Valuable objects, ancient documents, and even plots of land seemed to evaporate without a trace. The inhabitants were perplexed and rumors were rife. Some spoke of ancestral curses, others of conspiracies hatched by occult powers. Inspector 𝗏𝗏, however, did not believe in curses or occult conspiracies. For him, every mystery had a rational explanation, and he was determined to uncover the truth. His investigation led him to an old colonial house, abandoned for decades. The decrepit walls and broken windows testified to a bygone past, but 𝗏𝗏 knew that appearances could be deceiving. While searching the premises, he discovered a notebook hidden under a floorboard. The yellowed pages were filled with complex diagrams and cryptic notes. Each line seemed to hold a secret, and 𝗏𝗏 felt that this notebook was the key to the enigma. But he also knew that the clues were subtly hidden, and he would need all his insight to decipher them. The notebook mentioned names, dates, and places, but none of it seemed to make immediate sense. Yet 𝗏𝗏 noticed recurring patterns, allusions to mysterious transactions and contested possessions. He understood that these clues, though fragmented, formed a coherent whole. But to piece together the puzzle, he first had to understand the underlying logic. As he continued to explore the house, 𝗏𝗏 found an old map of Yaoundé, marked with strange symbols. Each symbol seemed to correspond to a specific place, and he realized that these places were linked to the disappearances. But why these particular places? And what was the connection between them? Lost in thought, 𝗏𝗏 suddenly heard a noise behind him. He turned abruptly, but there was no one there. Yet he felt a presence, as if someone was watching him. He knew he had to be careful, for he was not the only one seeking answers. Inspector 𝗏𝗏, always on guard, continued his exploration of the old colonial house. Each room seemed to hold buried secrets, and he knew that the smallest detail could be crucial. While examining a dusty bookshelf, he found an old book, its pages marked with symbols similar to those on the map. The marginal annotations spoke of transactions and possessions, but in such cryptic terms that it was difficult to understand their true meaning. 𝗏𝗏 remembered an old urban legend circulating in Yaoundé. It spoke of a hidden treasure concealed by a former landowner who had mysteriously disappeared. The inhabitants said that this treasure could change hands without anyone noticing, as if it were protected by an invisible force. Although 𝗏𝗏 did not believe in legends, he knew that every myth had a grain of truth. Flipping through the book, he came across a page describing an ancient ritual, meant to protect a family's assets for future generations. The instructions were vague, but they alluded to secret ceremonies and solemn oaths. 𝗏𝗏 wondered if these rituals were connected to the recent disappearances. Perhaps the objects and lands had not really disappeared, but had simply changed owners imperceptibly. As he pondered this possibility, he heard the noise again, this time closer. He hid behind a door and discreetly observed. A figure appeared in the shadows, searching the room with methodical precision. 𝗏𝗏 recognized the man. It was Mr. 𝗪𝗏, a lawyer known for his complex inheritance cases. What was he doing here in the middle of the night? 𝗏𝗏 decided to follow him discreetly. Mr. 𝗪𝗏 headed towards a trapdoor hidden under a rug. He opened it and descended into a dark cellar. The inspector waited a few moments before following him. The cellar was filled with old documents and locked chests. Mr. 𝗪𝗏 seemed to be looking for something specific, and 𝗏𝗏 knew he had to find out what. As he approached, he heard Mr. 𝗪𝗏 murmuring words in Latin as if reciting an incantation. The words were familiar to 𝗏𝗏, who had studied Roman law at university. He understood that Mr. 𝗪𝗏 was trying to invoke an ancient law, but which one? And why here, in this abandoned house? 𝗏𝗏 knew he had to act quickly. He slipped behind Mr. 𝗪𝗏 and called out to him. The lawyer jumped, but did not seem surprised to see the inspector. "I knew you would find me eventually, 𝗏𝗏," he said calmly, "but you are too late. The secret of this house is about to be revealed." Inspector 𝗏𝗏 stared at Mr. 𝗪𝗏, trying to understand his intentions. "What is this secret you speak of, 𝗪𝗏?" he asked, trying to stay calm. The lawyer gave an enigmatic smile and turned to a massive wooden chest adorned with ancient carvings. "This chest contains documents that could change the fate of many families in Yaoundé," explained Mr. 𝗪𝗏. "Property titles, deeds of sale, and much more. But these documents are not what they seem. They are protected by ancient laws that few people understand today." 𝗏𝗏 moved closer, intrigued. "What laws, and why are these documents here in this abandoned house?" Mr. 𝗪𝗏 sighed. Decades ago, this house belonged to an influential family. They used legal means to protect their assets, means that we have forgotten over time. But these means are still valid, and those who know them can benefit from them. The inspector then realized that the disappearances were not ordinary thefts. The objects and lands had been transferred legally, but so subtly that no one had noticed. "You are talking about property transfers," he said slowly. "But how is that possible without anyone knowing?" Mr. 𝗪𝗏 nodded. "That is the genius of these laws. They allow silent, almost invisible transfers, but to use them, you must know the rituals and incantations like the ones I recited." 𝗠𝘞 then remembered the Latin words he had heard. These words were part of an ancient legal code, a code that allowed claiming property after a certain period. But he also knew that these laws were complex and open to interpretation. "And now," asked 𝗠𝘞, "what do you plan to do with these documents?" Mr. 𝗪𝗏 smiled again. "I will use them to restore the rights of the families who have been wronged. But I cannot do it alone. I need your help, 𝗠𝘞. Together we can right the wrongs of the past." The inspector thought for a moment. He knew that Mr. 𝗪𝗏 was right. These documents could change lives, but they had to be used with caution. "All right," he finally said, "I will help you. But we must be very careful. These laws are powerful, but they can also be dangerous if they fall into the wrong hands." Dear subscribers, can you uncover the central legal mechanism that weaves the fabric of this mysterious enigma? The clues are there, hidden in the twists and turns of this incredible story. It is up to you to piece them together and discover the truth, hidden behind the words. Before writing your response in the comments, please read the validity conditions of the answers in the description section under this video. Each answer must be justified by at least 3 clues present in the story. These clues must be explained or commented on to strengthen your response. Additionally, modified answers will be ignored, and remember that you only have 2 attempts.
Dear subscribers, do you have an idea of the answer? Leave your answers in the comments. Don't forget, the first to find the correct answer will win the reward at stake. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. As soon as a winner is crowned, we will publish a special video to celebrate their triumph and reveal the solution to the riddle. So, stay tuned to not miss anything. Don't forget to show your support by liking and commenting on our videos. Subscribe to be among the first to discover our new challenges, and most importantly, share our videos to help our community grow. We look forward to seeing you very soon for more captivating riddles.